Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. The Champions League is back for the round of 16 and tonight we see Lazio take on Bayern Munich at the Stadio Olimpico for the first leg of two. Lazio are currently managed by Maurizio Sarri and sits 7th in Serie A with a 5-point gap from 4th place Atalanta. But they come into this game off the back of a 3-1 win away at Cagliari, but they have not won at home in exactly a month. Lazio finished second in their Champions League group with Atletico Madrid going through at first place. During the group stage, the home side tonight did not lose a game here at the Stadio Olimpico. For Bayern Munich's standard, they are having a very poor season, second in the league, trailing by 5 points after their defeat to Leverkusen at the weekend, and was shocked in the second round of the Cup to third-tier side Saarbrücken. As usual, Bayern finished top of their group, which saw Manchester United finish bottom. Tuchel's side only dropped 2 points in the group stages, which was a 0-0 draw at home to Copenhagen in game week 5. The only time these two sides have met was also in the last 16 of the Champions League, back in the 2020-2021 season. It was behind closed doors and Bayern came out victorious 6-2 on aggregate after a 4-1 away win in the first leg, which settled any nerves in the Bayern squad. With Lazio the underdogs and Bayern expected to win, will either team come out with an advantage after the first 90 minutes? Of course, nothing is decided tonight in terms of the overall tie, but it can tell you how the second leg might go. If Bayern Munich can grab hold an advantage tonight and take it back to the Allianz Arena, it'd be very difficult to see Lazio have to come from behind away from home. So it's vital that Lazio tonight stay in the tie. I mean, a draw would be okay. I think really they do need to win this game if they want any chance of progressing through, with the second leg being away from home. But they have probably caught Bayern at the right stage, losing at the weekend to Bayer Leverkusen, which has shocked them a little bit. But the only thing that Lazio may worry about is the reaction that Bayern might give if they come out firing Bayern Munich, wanting to show their supporters that Saturday was just a blip, and that's not what they're about. And Lazio could be on the end of a bit of a battering here, but if Bayern Munich can't pick themselves up and they almost take Saturday's negativity into tonight's match, then Lazio could have a little chance here, but they've got to take a positive result away from today, I believe. They can't go into the second leg behind, go into Bayern Munich. I think that'd be very difficult for them to do, as Bayern Munich's away record in the league is okay. 7 wins from 10, 2 defeats, a 5-1 loss to Frankfurt in early December, and then of course they lost to Leverkusen at the weekend. So they have been beaten heavily away from home in the league already. So if Lazio are on it, you just never know. But Lazio aren't having the greatest of seasons themselves. 7th in the league at the moment, as mentioned before, 5 points from the top 4 spots, and Atalanta takes up that 4th spot at the moment. I did mention they haven't won at home in a month, but they have only played 2 home games since then. So they've got no wins in their last 2 at home, which isn't a great record really to go into a game like this. You kind of want to be as you want a run in where you're maybe 5 wins on the bounce, but they haven't won in their last 2 at home, which is a little bit of a nervy stat for Lazio. But I can't imagine they'll think about that too much. This is just a separate game on its own, really. Bayern Munich at home. They did finish second in the group, as mentioned, Lazio. Atletico Madrid finished first, but they did draw to Atletico Madrid 1-1. They beat Feyenoord 1-0 and Celtic 2-0. So they are unbeaten at home in the Champions League this season. But that does not mean they will not fall to a defeat tonight, because it is a very challenging fixture against Bayern Munich, have been knocked out at the quarter-final stages now for the last 3 seasons. So they do usually get beyond this stage, but they find it difficult to get past the quarter-finals. But tonight is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different challenge against Bayern Munich, who most recently won the Champions League back in 2020 during the COVID times, where they beat PSG. And for Lazio, they they've not been in the Champions League for the last 2 seasons. The last time they were in the Champions League, Bayern Munich knocked them out in the last 16 to 6-2 on aggregate. But from 2008 to 2020, they went 11 seasons without Champions League football. So it's a rarity in recent years that they've been in the Champions League, and when they have been, they've had to come up against Bayern Munich, and that is not a team you really like to face, as Bayern Munich are 6-time winners of this competition. Well, as mentioned, winning it most recently 2020, and also winning it in 2013, losing finals in 2010 and 2012 as well. But it is not going to be the easiest test for Bayern Munich. Lazio have certainly got quality of their own, with the likes of Ciro Immobile, who turns 34 next week. He is Lazio's all-time leading scorer with 205 goals. This is 325th appearance for the side he's been at since July 2016. Luis Alberto as well, 31-year-old midfielder, was formerly of Liverpool for 3 years, making 12 appearances. And I do like Luis Alberto. I've watched him a couple of times now, and he's got that real eye for a pass. And if anyone's going to split open this Bayern Munich defence, it will probably be their Spanish number 10, Luis Alberto. As we're getting both sides here entering the field at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. And for Lazio, can they make the Champions League quarter-finals? They haven't reached the quarter-finals of this competition, Lazio, since 2000, when they lost to Valencia 5-3 on aggregate. So well over 20 years since they surpassed this stage, and it looks like it may be a difficult ask to get through to the quarter-finals this time out, but Bayern Munich are a team that could be fragile after their loss at the weekend to Bayer Leverkusen. So we'll go through both sides very quickly. We'll start with the home side, and it is Lazio, as they make just one change from their win at the weekend. It's Ivan Provedel in goal, back four of Adam Marusic, who made his 250th appearance for Lazio at the weekend. Left back of Elseid Haysaj, who's making his 99th appearance for the club. And then the two centre-halves of Mario Gila, who is signed from Real Madrid last season. He'll play alongside number 13, Alessio Romagnoli, making his 10th appearance in the Champions League. Midfield three of Mateus Vecino, who's making appearance number 70 for Lazio tonight. And just in front of him will be Matteo Guendouzi, formerly of Arsenal, and Luis Alberto. The front three of Gustav Isaacson, who was signed in the summer from Midtjylland for €30 million. On the left is Felipe Anderson, who's featured in every game so far this season for Lazio in all competitions. And up front, leading the line is Ciro Immobile, who's got the 3 goals in the group stages of the Champions League this season. And for the away side, it's Manuel Neuer in goal, looking to make his 50th clean sheet in the Champions League for Bayern Munich tonight. Back four of Nusir Mazraoui, left back of returning Rafael Guerreiro, and two centre-backs of Deo Upamecano and Kim Min-jae. 3 midfielders, two holding, are going to be Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka. In front of them is going to be returning to the side Thomas Muller, who's making his 148th Champions League appearance. He's already scored 53 goals in this competition. On the right is Leroy Sané. On the left, it looks like it's going to be Jamal Musiala, who's making his 150th Bayern Munich appearance and leading the line. Up front is their €100 million signing in the summer. It's Harry Kane. 28 goals already for Bayern Munich in 28 appearances, 24 of them in the Bundesliga. He scored 4 in the Champions League group stages, including a brace against Galatasaray in game week 4. If anyone is going to be the one to score the goals tonight for Bayern Munich, they'll be looking at Harry Kane. As tonight's referee is François Letexier, who is a very young but very good referee. I've seen him officiate a couple of times, and he is for sure he is a very talented young French referee. So he's in charge of this one tonight. Hi mate, great shirts. Can't see them all. Who are they? Do collect shirts? A lot of questions there. I'll go through them as the game starts, because we are just about to get underway for kickoff, as we have hit 8 o'clock here. I'll go through the shirts behind me in a little while, just a bit of a setup change. It's a nice change from the usual curtains that I had behind me. I do think it looks cool, bit of a zoom in on my face as well, which is obviously better for the viewers as well. But we are about to get underway here. We do have PSG Real Sociedad in the other last 16 game tonight, so we'll keep an eye out on that result. But it will be Bayern Munich to kick off, kicking left to right. Lazio right to left here at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. Which side, if any side, can take an advantage into the second leg. Nothing's decided tonight, but it can show an indication of how it may go. As Musiala kicks us off, going all the way back to Manuel Neuer on the edge of the 18-yard box. Kicking it out to the Bayern right-hand side. Mazraoui flicks on. Muller will chase it. Flicked away by Heisaj. Headed forward by Alberto. Loses out to Kimmich. Loose ball drops to Guendouzi. Now Immobile back to goal. Finds Vecino. Loses out to Kimmich. It's now Sane on this near side. Surrounded by 3 blue shirts here. Leroy Sane. And the last touch comes off Luis Alberto. And it'll be a throw in midway side the Lazio half for Bayern Munich. Decent start for the away side, who've got the ball just inside their own half here with Deo Upamecano. It's now with Manuel Neuer on the edge of the 18-yard box. 37 years of age now. Manuel Neuer signed a 2-year contract extension in November of last year, so his contract does run out in 2025. As it's still with Bayern Munich. Sane dispossessed by Anderson. It's now back in the 18-yard box for Lazio as they go to the goalkeeper, Ivan Provedel, who did score in the group stage. Scored a 95th minute equaliser against Atletico Madrid at home in the 1-1 draw. Fantastic moment for the Italian goalkeeper. It was subbed on at the start of last season, Ivan Provedel, the Lazio goalkeeper, after a red card, and then he just never was dropped. So quite not fortunate, but he took his opportunity when it came to him, and he's now Lazio's number 1 and has been for the last 2 seasons now, as Bayern have fed it through to Sane on the right hand side. He enters the area 1-on-1 with a Lazio defender. He squares it to the edge of the box. Kimmich will strike it, and it's not far away. Aiming for that right hand side of the goal. It was well worked. Finding Leroy Sane isolated with Romagnoli. And Kimmich has just tried to bend it into that top right corner, but he's started the strike too far wide and he couldn't quite bend it in time. But it's unfortunate there from Joshua Kimmich, who had a shoulder injury for the 2 games before Leverkusen at the weekend and then was introduced off the bench against Leverkusen. Joshua Kimmich, as Bayern Munich have won it back here. Musiala, tackled by Alberto, midway side zone half. Alberto goes here to Hila at centre-back for Lazio. Forward here to number 32 of Cataldi. So Lazio made a change before the game. I'll have to check that out. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm presuming. Yeah, Lazio have had to make a change. I didn't even see this. So it says on screen there, number 5, Matthias Vecino is in the midfield. It actually isn't. It is Danilo Cataldi. So I'm presuming Matthias Vecino, the Uruguayan holding midfielder, was injured in the warm-up. He was in the starting 11 when it was named and put out online. So I'm presuming we've had an injury there. So it is Cataldi in the midfield for Lazio instead. As Lazio try and go forward towards Immobile, cut out by Kimmich. It's now back on halfway line with Kim. For Bayern Munich, number 3, South Korean. First game back after the Asia Cup was against Leverkusen. Missed 5 games due to his involvement in that competition for Kim. He spent 1 season at Napoli before joining Bayern Munich for his £43 million release clause. As it's still with Bayern, who have been the much better side in the opening 4 minutes, having 1 shot at goal, which was put wide by Kimmich. And he's now on the ball here. Bayern's number 6, and it goes across into the centre circle with Kim. But yeah, if you can't see the shirts, I'll try and point them out. So that one, the white one on the end, that is Marley, their home shirt. Just like, so cool, the shirt. Next to it is Ajax away from last year, I think. Behind my head, gone wrong way. The Barcelona one, that's from 2019-2020. And then that one is RB Leipzig. That's from a few seasons ago now. And that one is, as you can see, Juventus from a couple of seasons ago as well. I can change them every other stream, so it'll be cool just to show them all off. As Lazio attack down this right-hand side, it's Isaacson cutting in onto his left foot, brought down there by Goretzka, and he wins a free kick. Well won there from Gustav Isaacson, who is a right winger, but his strong foot is his left, so he likes to cut onto that stronger left foot. He did win the Golden Boot in the Danish league last season for Midtjylland, scoring 22 in all competitions, and he is labelled as a very strong dribbler, and he just showcased that there, being forced to be brought down there by Goretzka, as obviously we know a former Bayern Munich player who was so good at doing that, Ian Robben, cutting onto his left foot from the right-hand side. So it's a Lazio free kick, taken quickly, chipped in behind, headed down by Kimmich to the edge of the area to Muller. Can't find Kane. Alberto will strike from afar, blocked by Kim. Kane tries to keep the hold of the ball for Bayern, but he loses out. Cataldi over the top. Immobile will chase it. Neuer comes out and he collects. And it is Bayern Munich in possession, as Kim, the centre-back there, I think just maybe trodden on accidentally by Immobile as he was chasing the ball down. Let's have a look. Kim was just shielding the ball back to Neuer, and I think he just got a knee in the back of the leg there by Immobile. I think it was accidental, but he'll be absolutely fine to continue. And it's Lazio's first look at the Bayern goal. Didn't test Neuer as such, but they've been able to get forward, as it is now in the centre of the park here with Goretzka. Switches out to the left, looking for Musiala, who's not really been involved yet, but he has brought that switch pass down very well. He enters the box, onto his right foot, lays it off for Sane, then back into Kimmich, curls it to the far post. Muller can cut it across. It's Kane with the shot. And 8 yards out, it's wild, and it's high over the crossbar. That's a big chance. Well worked to Kimmich, 25 yards out, who got it over to Muller, who was onside at the far post. He did well as also to keep the ball in, and Kane's just let it bounce, and he's caught it underneath, and that's why it's gone over the crossbar there from Kane, who scored 25 Champions League goals in his career, 23 of them in the group stage. Doesn't score loads of goals in the knockout stages, just Bayern's number 9. There's Lazio play out from the back here with Hysaj. Inside to Alberto. It's now Felipe Anderson, the left winger, dropping in here to help build from the back. Alberto forward to Immobile, the striker. And out to the left to Alberto. Good football here from Lazio, as they're on the halfway line on the near side with their number 10, Alberto. Keeps the possession and goes back to Alessio Romagnoli, brought in on a free last season from AC Milan, where he spent 7 years at that club before leaving for Lazio, the now 29-year-old Italian. As it's Hysaj, high ball down the line, down the left-hand side. Immobile loses that to Upamecano, controlled by Mazraoui. It's now Upamecano in the defensive third. It's out to the right back of Mazraoui, forward for Muller, back to Mazraoui, and then into the edge of the area here to Deo Upamecano, who played the full 120 minutes in the World Cup final against Argentina. Over a year ago now, the World Cup. As it's Sane. Back into Upamecano. We're just inside the Bayern Munich half as he goes across to the number 6 of Joshua Kimmich, who only scored the 1 goal last season in the Champions League, and that was a consolation penalty against Manchester City in the quarter-final second leg. Has played every minute so far in the Champions League this season. Kimmich, as Lazio head the ball away from a forward pass from Upamecano. Alberto to Immobile. Alberto was caught as he released it, and that'll be a free kick for Lazio, about 10 yards away from the halfway line. Just above his knee, the contact there from Upamecano on Luis Alberto. The ball goes forward towards Immobile. Headed down by Upamecano. Goretzka forward. Cut out by Cataldi. Towards Anderson. Dispossessed by Muller, who plays across to his left to Kimmich in the centre circle. Out to the left back of a returning Guerreiro. Signed on a free from Dortmund in the summer. Rafael Guerreiro, winner of the European Championship with Portugal in 2016, has scored against Lazio before. Guerreiro in the Champions League group stages for Dortmund in 2020. As he plays the ball inside to Musiala, enters the box on the angle, goes for a strike, I believe, which has been deflected wide. The fact it took a deflection, I'm going to presume that it was a cutback there from Musiala, who was forced down the line, and he was met by the challenge of the number 34, Mario Gila. And that'll be a corner on the far side for Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich has gone over to take it. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger as Thomas Tuchel, a one-time Champions League winner, watches on. So Kimmich will deliver. It's deep towards the far post. Header won for Lazio. Volley on the edge of the area by Mazraoui. And it'll be a Lazio goal kick. It was a well-defended header there for Lazio. As we're 10 minutes in, it's been domination from Bayern Munich. But they are yet to test the goalkeeper. They've had 2 shots from Kimmich and Kane, but none of them on target. As Lazio go long up to the halfway line, headed away by Guerrero, nodded down by Gila into Cataldi, then forward here to Alberto. Anderson back to the left back of Heizaj. Romagnoli goes to his right centre back of Gila. It's now out to the right to Isaacson. Again, cutting in from that left-hand side, playing it to Guendouzi. Lazio definitely know how to knock the ball around in the midfield area, that's for sure. They're just not really doing it in the advanced areas. There's Gila, switches out to the left. It's a high ball towards Anderson, headed forward by Mazraoui. It will be seen out for a throw in here by Heizaj, as he goes back into his own half to throw the ball to Romagnoli, whose previous Champions League campaign was for AC Milan when they arrived back in the competition, and his ball towards Immobile has been dealt with by Neuer in the end, kicking the ball away from Immobile and then getting it in his 2 hands there, Manuel Neuer. As the ball can be brought away, as it'll be Lazio to sit back here. Everyone behind the ball bar Ciro Immobile. It's now with Mazraoui on the near side. Sane's making a run in behind, and they'll find him. Sane will not meet it ahead of Romagnoli, and it can be seen behind for a goal kick. With the pace of Sane, you just thought he was going to beat Romagnoli to that, but it was well defended by the Lazio number 13. As the home side have only won 6 of their 11 at home in the league this season, 3 in the last 5. But the main stat for Lazio at home in the league, they've only conceded 7. So they don't usually concede loads here at the Stadio Olimpico. They're usually defensively solid at the back, as they have picked up 5 clean sheets here at home in Serie A. As they've lost the ball, it's with Bayern Munich, midway inside their own half here with Upamecano, who is already making his 44th appearance in the Champions League, 24 of them for Bayern Munich. It's his 6th Champions League campaign of his career, as he plays it to the near side to Mazraoui. Sane back to Mazraoui, and then on halfway again is Upamecano. Bayern Munich's biggest win this season was a 7-0 thumping of Bochum at home in the league back on the 23rd of September. I don't think we'll quite get a result like that tonight, as we've just mentioned. Lazio are fairly solid defensively at home, but this side of Bayern Munich can score goals. Definitely got the quality to do so, as they're just having possession in the Lazio half here. It's with Muller, who's in a right wing position, driving inside here, laying it off for Kane, scooping it through towards Muller, who wanted it to feet. Kane tried to go high and over the top, and the ball went through in the end for the Lazio goalkeeper of Ivan Provedel, who won Serie A's best goalkeeper last season when he kept the 22 clean sheets in all competitions. As it's Bayern to win it back, but then they lose it, and then they win it back again. Musiala getting the ball from the Cataldi, poor touch, but then Thomas Muller gives it away to Alberto, who goes forward to Immobile, tries to turn away from Upamecano. He goes down over the challenge, but the referee says no free kick, so Bayern can build up, and then they lose it themselves on the edge of the area. Gila forward to Immobile, around the corner for Isaacson, who just about keeps it in and moves it away from Guerrero. It's Lazio in possession on the edge of their 18-yard box with Mario Gila. Goes forward towards Cataldi, beyond the Lazio midfielder, and straight through for Kim at the back for Bayern. It's the away side back on the ball, and they go back to the goalkeeper of Manuel Neuer, who is 10th on the all-time appearance makers list for Bayern Munich. 506 appearances now for the club, which is a tremendous record for Bayern Munich. Manuel Neuer. Sane tries to go inside to the box for Mazraoui. Short ball cut out by Anderson. Cleared for Lazio. Headed backwards by Alberto towards his own goal. Brought down by Muller. Kimmich in the area. Controlled here by Musiala. And then Kane gets the shot off the post. But the whistle had already been blown there. Musiala apparently fouling Adam Marusic in the box. Just a slight right hand in the back, which made him fall to the ground there. And it's been a free kick given to Lazio. And Lazio haven't drawn in all competitions since the 29th of November. They've only drawn 3 times this season, so usually in their matches there is a winner and a loser. They don't usually settle for a point. Lazio. It's with Kim at the back for Bayern, forward to Kimmich, and then to the right centre-back of Upamecano. It's now with Kim on the edge of the area. Lazio not creating anything in the first 16 minutes. Bayern Munich have had half chances through Kimmich and Kane, but nothing testing the goalkeeper as of yet. It's Goretzka to Kimmich in the centre circle. Loads of time, not really being closed down here. Kimmich, his pass forward's been come off Guendouzi, then into the feet of Isaacson. 1-2 with Immobile, and Isaacson has been sent away down the right-hand side. It'll just roll out for a throw-in, but it will be a Lazio ball as it took off a nick off a Bayern Munich player. Decent link-up there between Isaacson and Immobile. And there is the manager, Maurizio Sarri, 65-year-old manager, previously of Napoli, Chelsea, like Tuchel, and then had a year at Juventus as well. There's a throw-in, goes down the line to Guendouzi, beats Guerrero to it, and then crosses it off the Portuguese left-back. And it's a corner for Lazio on that far side, won by Matteo Guendouzi, on loan from Marseille for the season with a €15 million option to buy. And he's got the 1 goal so far in the Serie A for Lazio against Empoli in December. But this is a first real chance for Lazio to test Neuer in the Bayern Munich goal. It'll be an outswinger here. In it goes. Towards the penalty spot, headed down by Romagnoli, lacked the pace and straight into the hands of Bayern Munich captain Manuel Neuer, who returned this season from a leg injury he picked up in December of 2022. Missed the first 13 games this season. As Musiala driving inside the Lazio box, goes down over a challenge. The referee gives nothing. And it'll be Lazio to continue on the ball with Guendouzi. Not got many options. And he'll go long, in behind for Immobile, who will chase it down. Kim will intercept and kick the ball out for a throw-in for Lazio on the far side, inside the Munich half. Musiala going down. Not really much in it. He was being chased with by Mario Gila. Throw-in taken. Immobile touches it down. Can't find Isaacson. It's now with Kimmich. Forward to Sane in a central area here. Tries to touch it out wide to his right, but the touch is too heavy and it's cleaned up at the back by winger Felipe Anderson, who was just doing some defensive work there, the former West Ham winger. Didn't quite work for him in England as he returned back to Lazio in July 2021 after having a 2-year stint from 2013 to 2015, joining from Santos in Brazil. And he has played every game in the Serie A season since he returned. Played 38 times last season in the Serie A, scoring 9 goals. And he's played in every game so far again this season. It's Lazio's ball down the left. Hysaj went to chase it. Upamecano gets it first. It's now with Neuer. Plays it into the edge of the area to Goretzka. Then out to Upamecano at right centre-back, Forward again to Goretzka on the edge of the area. It's now Upamecano. Trying to build out from the back here, Bayern Munich. Left-footed ball, dinked forward, straight to Muller. Good ball from Upamecano. Inside by Muller to Sane. Then back out to the right here to Muller. He's not got many options around him here. Bayern Munich's famous number 25, but he prods the ball out to the left to Kimmich. Forward to Musiala, who's just drifted into a central midfield position. Lays it off for Goretzka. Out to the right to Sane. In the final third, Mazraoui's overlapping. Sane wants it on that left foot. And he plays a left-footed ball back to Goretzka, who's caught on his feet there by Immobile. Anderson will chase away, gets away from one challenge and a second, and then pulled back with a third. And it'll be a free kick for Lazio. Well won there by Felipe Anderson. And Lazio have taken it quickly out to the right back of Marusic. Montenegrin right back, born in Serbia. Does have the 4 previous starts in the Champions League, the right back. This is his 5th now tonight, as he's only one of 2 who started the last time these two sides met, which was now back on the 17th of March 2021. Marusic and Alberto, the 2 still in the squad from the starting 11 today. And there was 4 in the Bayern Munich starting 11 who started the last time these two sides met, and that is Kimmich, Goretzka, Sane and Muller. So there's a few familiar faces from the last time these two sides met. As Guendouzi gives the ball all the way on the edge of the Bayern box to Kim. It's now with Muller. Bit of a poor touch there, and he's lost out to Cataldi. It's now Luis Alberto, forward to Immobile, midway side the Bayern half. He's being followed by Upamecano, who he can turn away from. Plays out to the near side to Anderson. It's now into the midfield with Cataldi, then in the centre circle with Gila. A bit of Lazio possession now in the Bayern Munich half, something we've not had a lot of in the opening 21 minutes of this game. It's now with Marusic, the right back, into Guendouzi. Everyone behind the ball for Bayern Munich as it goes to Mario Gila, who spent 4 years at Real Madrid before moving to Lazio in July 2022. And they found Cataldi in the midfield. Just peeled out to the right-hand side. Ball inside to Alberto. 25 yards from goal. Right-footed. He's going to let it fly, and that's not far away. It was always rising, but just too far over the crossbar there for Luis Alberto. He had Neuer diving. The experienced goalkeeper was worried. It was a good ball over the leg of Kimmich by Guendouzi to find Cataldi on the right, who went to Alberto in the central position. And on his right foot, towards that top right corner, it's just not too far away. It's not a bad strike. It's hit with power, but as mentioned, always rising, just couldn't quite get it underneath the crossbar, and it's still Lazio 0, Bayern 0. And Lazio haven't been that bad. The first 10 minutes they struggled, but the last 10 minutes they've definitely been in the game more, and that's their first real shot on goal. As it's with Bayern Munich and Harry Kane, who's just slightly deeper at the moment. Switch out to the right, Sane slips, and they go straight out for a throw-in for Lazio on the near side. But it's right near the corner flag, so it's a good opportunity here for Bayern to win the ball in a dangerous area. As it'll be taken here by El Siad Haisaj. Still waiting to take this throw in here. Down the line it goes, looking for Immobile, headed forward by Mazraoui. Control with the chest of Cataldi, cleared by Alberto. Straight out of play in the Bayern half for a throw-in. There's Maurizio Sarri. He's never faced Bayern Munich, interestingly enough, in his career before. As it is with Bayern Munich inside their own half with Kimmich. Lazio not wanting to press too much as Kim goes in behind. It's a ball that's a little bit lost there, and Muller went down. Nothing given against the Bayern number 25. And nothing could be given for Muller because he was offside as the ball was played. I think he'd just gone early. High line from Lazio as Muller was caught there by Romagnoli. Just a hand in the face. But Muller had been judged just offside there. But I'm sure Thomas Muller will get back on with it. Turns 35 this year, Thomas Muller, in September. 692 appearances now for Bayern Munich, Thomas Muller. What an absolute joke. That is amazing. Joined in 2000 at the age of 10. Scored 237 times for them. One-man club. That's his action for Lazio, charging at Guerrero, onto his right foot, tackled though by Kimmich on the edge of the box. Good challenge by Kimmich as he won the ball there, and he had to because his action was trying to get a shot away with that left foot. So now with Kimmich on the halfway line. Across to the right here to Mazraoui, who played 137 times under Erik ten Hag. At Ajax, the club he came through at youth level before leaving them on a free last season. As Mazraoui keeps it in, plays it down the line, can't find Anderson. Can't find Muller, sorry, as it comes off Felipe Anderson. And it'll be a throw-in here for Bayern Munich on this near side. In the final third, the throw-in goes back towards the halfway line to Upamecano from Mazraoui. Last time, Bayern Munich had a bit of a more difficult tie as they were up against PSG in the last 16 after progressing through their group of Inter Milan, Barcelona and Victoria Pilsen. But they were stumped in the quarterfinals by Manchester City. Sane on the right wing has to go back towards the halfway line into Upamecano. Central position here is Kimmich. Looking out wide left for Guerrero. And the option eventually opens itself up, so he finds the former Dortmund left back, then into Kimmich again, who goes across to Upamecano. There's men across here to the right. He'll find Mazraoui into the space of the Moroccan fullback. Finds a pass inside to Goretzka. Can't go forward to Muller. He's cut out and then it needs to be cleared here by Cataldi in a left-back position for Lazio. Goes back to Romagnoli, who sends it down the line but runs out of pitch. And it'll be a throw-in again for Bayern as they look to continue to mount this pressure on Lazio. See if they can make them break first. It's with Kim playing out to the left there. To number 42, Musiala. Touch isn't great, but he keeps it away from Marusic. It's now with Musiala, laying it off to Guerrero. Towards the corner flag. Goes back into Musiala. Kimmich. Crosses early. It's not a great one. It bounces through into the area to Felipe Anderson. It's now Alberto. Guendouzi. Tackled there by Kimmich. And it'll be a foul given against him. Just caught the back of the heel there from Matteo Guendouzi. Joshua Kimmich, who has got interest from Manchester City. His contract does expire at the end of next season. He has worked under Pep Guardiola when he was at Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich. Maybe it would be a move he could possibly be interested in. Turned 29 last week. Joshua Kimmich, who's played 82 times for his country. 6 of them at the World Cup. As Kim chests it down to Kimmich, and it's now back with Kim once again, and across the 18-yard box it goes to Upamecano, who's got so much room to run into in front of him, as Alberto does come across to try and close him down, but he plays it through him to Goretzka. Kimmich forward towards Sane, dummies for Muller, touches it onto Mazraoui. This is good build-up play from Bayern. Mazraoui enters the box, Muller's overlapping, doesn't play it towards him, and he cuts inside. He loses that to Anderson, who then tries to take out Goretzka, doesn't make contact with the midfielder, and it's Lazio back on the ball. Needs to be cleared, but it's straight to Goretzka, who enters the area, pulls it across on the edge of the box to Kane. It's now Kimmich, 22 yards out from goal. Works out to the left here to Musiala. Trying to work a bit of room to try and get a cross in. He goes back into Kimmich. Mazraoui, 25 yards out. Into Sane in the area. One-on-one with Anderson. Scoops across in. It goes over there to Kane and then volleyed away to the halfway line to Kim for Bayern Munich as they are looking to try and get this first goal of this last 16 tie. Sane, one-on-one with Heizaj. Goes inside here to Kimmich. There's a run being made at the far post by Guerrero. He finds him. He touches it down for Musiala in the area. Got 2 blue shirts surrounding him here, Musiala. Now finds Upamecano, who strikes from afar. And that is quite simply rubbish. I think sometimes as commentators, you've just got to be honest. That was awful. That's why he's a centre-back. Such good build-up play, being patient with it. And then from 25 yards out, he blasts it over the crossbar, Upamecano, the Bayern Munich centre-back. He's only ever scored 3 times for Bayern Munich previously in his career. One of them this season in the 4-0 away win at Dortmund in November. Guendouzi into Cataldi. Pass intercepts off Muller, but it drops out to Marusic. He's accent. Can't find a ball inside for a Lazio man in the Bayern half, so it's back with the away side with Upamecano. But the last time Bayern Munich failed to get out the group stages was in the 02-03 season. So they do usually, at least a minimum, get to the knockout stages, which you'd expect with such a quality squad. But, like I said, the last 3 seasons they've been stumped in the quarterfinals. As Musiala goes down over a challenge from Gila, and that'll be given against him. That's a free kick. Mario Gila jumping in there on Musiala, who with his quick feet there got away from the challenge and was brought down by the Spanish centre-back. And Francois Letexier gives a free kick to Bayern Munich. Well won there by Jamal Musiala, 20 years of age. Became Bayern Munich's youngest Champions League goal scorer when he scored here. The last time these two sides met at the Stadio Olimpico in a 4-1 away win for Bayern Munich. Scored the goal at the age of 17. Still young Musiala, 20 years of age, making his 150th Munich appearance tonight. As this is a lovely area for a free kick. It looks like Harry Kane's over it. He's been pretty quiet tonight so far. Bayern's number 9. It's just a slight angle to the right. It's not too far away from the centre of the pitch, really. Some would say it's more suited for a left footer, but when you've got Bayern Munich's Harry Kane stood over it, then you can just let him do what he wants. It's around 22 yards out. It's a really nice area for a free kick. And can Bayern Munich punish Lazio from a set piece? Lazio are jumping up and down. Harry Kane walks over it. It's set up for Leroy Sané, who hits it with power and pace, but he can't find the net. Struck it towards the left-hand side of the goal. Kane ran over it. Goretzka passed it to Muller. And then Sané whipped it towards that left-hand side of the goal, and that nearly curled in. It's so close. Provedel didn't even dive for it, the Lazio goalkeeper. It was interesting because they had a bit of an angle there for Sané to hit it, but instead they set it up for him dead centre, where Muller laid it off for him. It could not be more central. And he tried to curl it to the left-hand side of the goal, but just going wide there from Leroy Sané, who's got 47 Bayern Munich goals now, looking for his 50th soon, hopefully. A hat-trick would do it, but doubt he'll score a hat-trick tonight, Leroy Sané. As the other last 16 game between PSG and Real Sociedad is still 0-0. Do you think Bayern will win? Probably, yeah. They've been the dominant side so far. They've just not really worked the goalkeeper. The shots they've had have been on target, unfortunately, for Bayern Munich. But I think eventually they'll hit one on target and it could go in. We'll wait and see. As Lazio clear up the field with Provedel, headed on by Isaacson, but no one was up there for Lazio to even chase it down. So straight back to the away side, and that's a slight problem they've got at the moment, Lazio. Every time they win the ball back, they're struggling to keep it, just giving it straight back to Bayern Munich, which is something you don't want to do because, as we mentioned, eventually they'll break you down and score the goal. As midway side, the Lazio half on the near sides. Mazraoui into Sané. Pass back to Kane is poor. Picked up by Alberto, who tried to run away from Kane. Last touch off the striker. Maybe a throw in here for Lazio. Well won there by Luis Alberto. But Harry Kane just not been in the game at all so far, if I would say so myself. He's only failed to score in 6 Bundesliga games. He scored 3 hat-tricks already against Bochum, Darmstadt and Dortmund. It's Anderson. Volleys the ball out to the right. Isaacson will get there first, towards the byline, outside the 18-yard box. Guerrero is following him all the way, and he plays it back here into Marusic. Isaacson again, facing his own goal. Goes back to the halfway line to Gila. Then all the way back to Provedel. Bit poor that from Lazio to be forced all the way back to the goalkeeper when having the ball towards the byline in the Bayern half. It's now with Guendouzi. Goes across to Romagnoli. He's got Heisage in front of him to the left. He goes forward instead, looking over the top for absolutely nobody. And it goes straight through for Manuel Neuer in the Bayern Munich goal. Shocking ball out from Romagnoli. I don't know who he was aiming for. No one was making a run down the Lazio left. So he went straight through for Manuel Neuer. You expect better than that from Alessio Romagnoli. On the halfway line is Kimmich. But Bayern Munich have won their last 5 Champions League games against Italian sides, unbeaten in 12, since a 3-2 home loss to Inter Milan in March 2011. So they usually come out on top against Italian opposition, as they look to open the scoring here, with Musiala not receiving the ball from Guerrero, but it will be a throw-in for the away side. Couldn't be kept in there by Immobile. Guerrero on the far side into Goretzka, 10 yards away from the halfway line. It's now Mazraoui. Thomas Muller. Inside to Mazraoui. Muller again. Back into Upamecano. That run again from Guerrero being made on the far side, but they keep it on the near side with Muller in the final third. Time for a cross. He'll put that in towards Kane, who will just glance it on. Obviously tried to head it towards goal, but was just jumped too late there, Kane. Flicked it to the far side where Guerrero's kept it alive. Musiala works himself down the byline. Needs to find the pass. Pulls it across. Cut out by Alberto towards Kane. And Guendouzi will bring it away towards the right back position. Clears it down the line. Immobile is fouled by Upamecano. And that'll be a free kick for Lazio. Such good footwork from Jamal Musiala. It's actually frightening how good he is on the ball with his feet. I think that's a bit of a I'm not sure. Don't think that was a foul there by Upamecano. Looks like he got the ball on Immobile, but the referee saw it differently. 9 minutes to go until we played the first 45 here. Still Lazio 0, Bayern 0. Bayern Munich were 3-0 up the last time these two sides met in the first leg here in 2021. Lewandowski made it 1-0 in the 9th minute. Musiala made it 2 in the 24th minute. And then Sane made it 3 in the 42nd. Just no shots on target yet for Bayern. That's the only negative, really. Bar that, they've been pretty strong so far. Guendouzi looks for a ball in behind. Cut out by Guerrero at left back. Can he find the pass now? To his right to Goretzka. Kimmich. Midway side his own half. Finds Upamecano. Plays it forward for Mazraoui. Won't beat Hatisaj to it. He will go back to his goalkeeper, Provedel. And it's back with Lazio in the 18-yard box. With their 29-year-old goalkeeper who's played in his first ever Champions League campaign. Joined from Spezia, last season. Ivan Provedel. As he, like the centre-back, will bring it forward. On the halfway line, he releases it to Felipe Anderson, who's drifted inside from a left-wing position to a more of a central area. So now with his action on the right-hand side, cutting on his left foot, he's going to strike it from the edge of the area. Trying to bend it towards the top left corner. It was always rising and couldn't quite get it underneath the crossbar, and it'll be a goal kick for Bayern. Not the best of attempts there from Gustav Isaacson, who's never played yet for Denmark's senior team, which surprises me, the 22-year-old, because he's had a very good year last season with Midtjylland scoring 3 in 8 Europa League games. Now making the step up to the Champions League. PSG still 0-0 as well with Real Sociedad. So we're back with Lazio on the ball. Bayern just losing it on the right-hand side there with Sane. As they've lost it, Provedel, short ball, worked into the box for Kane. Can he get away with a strike? He pulls it across instead. Guendouzi back to Provedel, who just needs to clear it. And he does eventually, but the flag's gone up there. Really poor giveaway there from Provedel. Don't know who he was even aiming for. Was it maybe Cataldi? No, it was Guendouzi, but Kimmich was right on his back. And as Kimmich played it forward to Kane, thankfully for Lazio, was coming back from an offside position, so they've got away with that massively. But the goalkeeper, Provedel, no idea why he's trying to find Guendouzi, because you could see from a mile away that Kimmich was following, was next to him, so it was a risky pass, and he's got away with it there, the goalkeeper. As it's still 0-0 here at the Stadio Olimpico. As Lazio here in the new year beat Roma in the cup quarter-final. As they will face, I believe it's Juventus in the semi-finals, Lazio. It will be in the Coppa Italia. They play Juventus in the semi-finals. It's Bayern Munich back on the ball. Everyone behind the ball for Lazio as Upamecano assesses his options. Forward to Sane, flicking to Goretzka. 1-2 with Muller. Goretzka to his left to Musiala. The opening's here and he hits it over the bar. Another huge chance for Bayern. And another shot that goes off target. Tuchel's furious. It's so well worked. One-touch football. It's gorgeous to watch. And Musiala was played the ball. He touched it with his right foot onto his left. And he just got under it with his left foot, slightly off balance, so was leaning back. And from around 8 yards out, he's put it over. But from that range, you've got to be at least working the goalkeeper. They've not done that once so far tonight. Bayern Munich, every shot they've had has been off target. And that one especially, that's the best of the lot. It was the best work one, and it was the best chance. Immobile played in behind it for Lazio on the right, surrounded by Kim and Upamecano. And the last touch comes off the French centre-half, throwing for Lazio in the final third. Could say that Lazio have been rather fortunate not to be behind yet, because Musiala's got to be scoring that really. On his 150th Bayern Munich appearance, you would usually have him scoring that. So now he's axing from the throw-in. He's got Kimmich on his back. He finds Marusic at right back. It's now with Romagnoli to the left back. Hysaj on this near side. He's been closed down by Sane. Works it to Felipe Anderson. Touches away from Mazraoui. Anderson into Alberto. Tackled by Kim. Loose ball drops to Cataldi. Driving forward. It's now with Anderson in a central position again. 1-2 with Guendouzi. Then out to the right here to Marusic. Good play here from Lazio. He's action. Crosses early. Headed down by Goretzka to Kimmich. On the edge of the area. Finds left back Guerrero. Forward for Kane. Plays it out to the right to Muller. Could the counter-attack be on here for Bayern Munich? It's with Leroy Sane. Midway inside the Lazio half on this near side. 1-on-1 with the left back Hysaj. Gets away from the challenge of Alberto. Sane playing it forward in the end towards Goretzka. Cut out though by Cataldi. And Lazio have won it back in their own half. Now into the Bayern half with Immobile. He's got options up there with him. There's more Bayern shirts than there is Lazio, but they can work it out to the right to Guendouzi. 25 yards out, will he go for a strike? He'll poke it forward to his Axon, who tries to turn on Guerrero, and he does it successfully. Immobile's just behind him. The cutback wasn't great, and Lazio can't get a shot on goal. If the Axon pullback was in front of Immobile, then it could have ended in a different outcome there for the home side. So we're nearing half-time. Bayern have dominated the possession and the chances, but Lazio show glimpses of getting forward, but not really testing Manuel Neuer as of yet. So now with Goretzka, midway side the Lazio half here with Kimmich. Got options left and right. Goes out to the near side here to Sane. He's got the overlap of Mazraoui. Sane on his left foot. Crosses it low. Dealt with by Romagnoli. Out towards Goretzka, who touches it down and feeds it into Mazraoui. Away from Anderson. Into Muller. 1-2 completed. Mazraoui crosses. Not great. Touch isn't great though for Lazio Cataldi, but he gets there at Sane and works it out to Anderson on the left. Touches it into Alberto to keep it away from Goretzka. Then plays a forward pass here into Immobile. Isn't blessed with pace as he's tackled by Upamecano. Last touch off the Lazio captain. Well won throw in there by Upamecano. Like I say, Ciro Immobile, when he gets the ball up there, he mainly needs runners off him. Can't really do it on his own with his pace. Now at the age of 33, turning 34 next week. But I do think Bayern have just got to be careful that they're not taking these chances as of yet, because Lazio do have the quality to score goals. Maybe not the quality that Bayern have. But given the opportunity, Immobile will definitely pounce. As their captain tonight, Immobile did spend 2 years of his career at Dortmund from 2014 to 2016, where he played Bayern Munich once for them in the Super Cup win in 2014-2015 season. Then just played the one time against Bayern for Lazio, which came in the first leg. The last time these two sides met in the Champions League, which was in the 2020-2021 season, as Muller misplaces a pass to Luis Alberto. It's now on the near side here with Felipe Anderson. Just about keeps the ball moving here for Lazio. It's Felipe Anderson looking towards his own goal, finds the goalkeeper Providel, who clears first time with his left foot. It's a looper towards Immobile. Kimmich goes down over the ball, so does Immobile. So Kim heads it back here to Upamecano, who can only prod it towards Guendouzi. They need to stay on side here, Lazio, and they have. It's now Isaacson in the area on the right-hand side, puts it back. Guendouzi shoots, and it's blocked on the 6-yard line by Kim. Finds Musiala, who can't turn away from Marusic because he's been brought down. And that will be a foul and a free kick given for Bayern Munich. And that is actually where we're going to have the end of the first half. No added on time there given by Francois Letexier. And it's been a half where Bayern Munich have had a lot of the ball and a lot of chances, but they've still yet to work Ivan Providel in the Lazio goal. Bayern Munich have had the 7 shots, none on target. They've had 57% of the ball. And for Lazio, they've had 4 shots. The 1 on target, as mentioned before, they've showed half chances of... They've showed half success of what they can do here, Lazio. But nothing too dangerous on Manuel Neuer. It's been a chance that's really lacked huge talking points. And at half-time here at the Stadio Olimpico, it is Lazio 0, Bayern Munich 0. Yeah, no half-time, no added on time given there by the referee. And if Bayern Munich had just had a work to shot on target, they might be 1-0 up here, but they've still yet to work the goalkeeper. Kimmich had a shot early on, 5 minutes in, which was curled wide of the post. Kane, about 10 minutes in, he had a shot where he got underneath it, blazed it over the crossbar. Sane's had a shot from a free kick that just went wide. Musiala had a great opportunity late on in the half to score from 8 yards out, but again, he got underneath it with his left foot. He put it over the crossbar after some great first touch passing from Bayern on the edge of the area with the likes of Goretzka and Muller linking up together. But it's just been more frustrating than anything from Bayern because they've done more than enough to create the opportunities to be 1-0 up, but they just haven't taken them yet, which means they are 0-0 at the moment as we are a quarter of the way through now, this last 16 tie. And in the other last 16 game tonight, there is PSG 0, Real Sociedad 0. As I'm going to go for half-time, and I'll be back in 15 minutes, so make sure you're back here for the second half. If Lazio against Bayern Munich, it's currently 0-0 at the Stadio Olimpico. we're back for the second half, which will be getting underway in around 4 minutes' time. We didn't have any time added on in the end of that first half. There wasn't many stoppages, really, so should really get started back underway around 9 o'clock. As it is Bayern Munich who were, as you'd expect, the more dominant side, but they just couldn't get a shot on target. They've had 7 shots and none of them were on target. And they came close. They certainly came close. But for me, what shocked me the most was the lack of Harry Kane in the game. He's been very... I don't even know what the right... Just not non-existent, because he's had touches on the ball. He had a decent chance himself in the area after a cutback from Muller. But just not got him in the game enough at all. Just seems a little bit isolated up front. He's tried a couple of times to come in deep to get the ball, but just not really having the Kane effect yet in the game. Signed €400 million in the summer after spending 19 years at Spurs from 2004 to 2023, scoring 278 goals. He is 47 goals away from Shearer's record, so you do think that he will return to the Premier League at some point to break that record, because that is a very prestigious record in the Premier League, because Shearer has just pretty much always been the leading scorer since the creation of the Premier League in 1992. But at the moment his home is Bayern Munich, where he's gone, which you thought he'd gone to win trophies, but they had 5 points off top spot in the Bundesliga. They were knocked out of the DFB Pokal against third-tier side Saarbrücken in the second round. So it is a real possibility that Harry Kane ends his first season at Bayern with no trophies, which would probably be the first time that's ever happened for a very... Because you got to remember, they've won the last 11 Bundesligas, Bayern Munich, from 2012 to 2023, and in fairness, they'd already lost the Super Cup at the start of the season as well to RB Leipzig when Kane came off the bench for his debut. So they've lost the Super Cup. They're out of the German Cup. They're 5 points off the top of the Bundesliga. They've got to, obviously in the Champions League, they'll either have to face a team like your PSGs, your Manchester City's, Arsenal's, the strong teams that are in the competition. They've got to go through a few of them to win this. So it's going to be difficult for Bayern Munich to really win anything this year. They came up against a Bayer Leverkusen side at the weekend who were absolutely phenomenal. I could try this word the other week and I couldn't say it, but the Leverkusen just looked unbelievable. They were so good, and I think it will take something for them to drop off. All season, Bayer Leverkusen haven't lost a game yet, so it begs the question of when will that first loss come. There's no guarantee that they'll lose anytime soon. So it looks like this season could be quite a big failure for Thomas Tuchel, and if they don't win anything, you've got to think that his job will seriously be on the line. They've gone through quite a few managers very recently. Bayern Munich, with Nagelsmann being sacked in March of last year, then Hansi Flick they had for just under 2 years, and then Niko Kovac as well from 2018 to 2019. So it's not usual for Bayern Munich to go through managers this quickly. But the last real long-reigning manager was Pep Guardiola from 2013 to 2016, taking charge of 161 games, where he was also unsuccessful in the Champions League. Got them to 3 semi-finals, but could not win it. Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich. And in fairness, he was struggling to win it at Manchester City until last season. But both sets of players are back out on the pitch. We're going to be getting back underway for the second half very shortly, as Lazio, I think, will take a 0-0 I know it's not a great result to go to Allianz Arena, but it's better than being behind, and that's certainly something they don't want to. They definitely don't want to be trailing, because if they are trailing, that is a huge mountain to climb in the second leg. So it'll be Lazio to kick us off, kicking left to right. Bayern Munich right to left for this second half. There's Lazio go long towards the right-hand side, headed forward by Kim for Bayern. Picked up here by Marusic, who lifts it forward to the edge of the area for Immobile, touches it down but straight to Kimmich, who goes back to Neuer in the 6-yard box, clears it down the Bayern right-hand side. Headed forward, though, by Heisaj for Lazio, but then loses it through Anderson, but then wins it back. And it's now with Immobile out to the left there to Felipe Anderson. 1-2 with Alberto. Felipe Anderson down the left-hand side will chase it, but he'll take down Kimmich. And that'll be a free kick for Bayern Munich in a right-back position. Let's have a look. Felipe Anderson tried to go around Kimmich there, but just caught him on the leg. So now it's back with... Sorry, I forgot to do the timer. Apologies. Start that now. But it is just with... I can't talk. So with Bayern on their back line with Kim Min-jae. So left back now, Rafael Guerreiro. Misplaced pass, straight out of play. Throwing for Lazio on halfway. Looking for Leroy Sané. So it's going to be a throw in here for Adam Marusic for Lazio. Looking down that right-hand side towards Guendouzi, headed backwards by Goretzka to Guerreiro. Then forward to Kimmich into his right now to Upamecano. Heavy touch, can be tackled by Alberto. Loose ball drops thankfully for Musiala, who's then caught from behind, and it's a foul given against him from Danilo Cataldi. Looked like he was going to go on a really confident run there of Meccano, and then just took a really heavy touch, which put him in a bit of danger, but Musiala got him out of that danger pretty quickly. But then he's lost it again. Upamecano to Alberto. This time he keeps it and plays it in behind, looking for Isaacson, who brings it down in the area. Can he get it through Neuer? No, he can't. Good save, his right foot. But that is what Luis Alberto can do, those defence-splitting passes. And he found Gustav Isaacson, who brought it down well. Just sent wide on the left side of the box. Bit of a tighter angle for him, which meant Neuer could make the save in the end. But that ball from Alberto was beautiful, but it's Upamecano from the defence giving it away again. Guendouzi this time in behind, nowhere near a shirt in blue. And he'll go through for Neuer in the box, who's made that important save, as he is looking for his 50th clean sheet in the Champions League for Bayern Munich. This is his 135th appearance in the competition. He is 11th in the all-time list of appearance makers. It's Lazio with the ball in their back line with Romagnoli forward to Alberto. We're still in the Lazio half here. He threads it through for Heisaj at the left back position. Inside for Immobile. Out left to Felipe Anderson. Then through to Heisaj in the box. Cleared up by Kim Min-jae, who can avoid the corner. Clearing it down the Bayern right. Controlled well by Alberto. Then back into Romagnoli. Cataldi out wide left to Alberto. Beats Kimmich to it. Pokes it forward for Heisaj. Then through for Anderson. On the left-hand side, in the box, tries to square it, comes off Kim, and out for a corner for Lazio, who have had the better start in this second half. Upamecano giving the ball away before for Alberto, who found a bit of space in the midfield to thread a pass through. It went in behind Kim, who tried to cut it out, and then Isaacson on the angle with his left foot, I think tried to go through the legs of Neuer, but it was saved by the right foot of the 37-year-old goalkeeper. But it's a Lazio corner here. They are flooding the 6-yard box as they want to try and make the most of this good start to the second half. Anderson puts it in, header on by Gila, deflects off a Bayern player, and that'll be another corner kick. Be from the same side as well. Headed on by Healer, then came off, I think, the face of Kim. Doesn't seem like it's affected the South Korean. So we'll get underway again with another corner. But Lazio there winning the first contact. The cross will be put in here by Luis Alberto. Goes short to his Isaacson. Then back out to Alberto on the angle, who crosses in. It's headed away by Kane at the near post. Goes towards Sane. Cut out by Hysad. Straight to Kimmich, who plays it through for Sane, who's got options to his left here. Gets away from one Lazio player and a second. And eventually plays the pass behind Musiala, who will reach the ball ahead of Marusic into Guerrero. It's Bayern in possession in the Lazio half. They have slowed the attack down. You just think if Sane could have got that pass in front of Musiala and not behind him, that could have been rather dangerous for Bayern Munich. But not to be in the end, as the ball's going to cross here to Upamecano. Now up to the far side to Mazraoui. Then into Upamecano on the halfway line. Once again, who has been another player, Upamecano, who's come through the RB Salzburg system in Austria, and then moved across to the German side of RB Leipzig, where he made his name in Europe before being bought by Bayern in July of 2021. As it's still Bayern on the ball, midway side the Lazio half, on this near side with Guerrero, the left back, finding Kimmich. Playing it out to the right now to Mazraoui, who did suffer with an injury for a month in December and January, but he's now back in the starting 11 for tonight's game, as he makes his 20th appearance of the season in all competitions. He plays it through for Muller, who's drifted out wide right, tries the cross, it deflects off Romagnoli to Anderson, then back to Romagnoli, who's cleared it quickly, as far as Goretzka, who keeps it in. Ball deflects off Alberto straight to Mazraoui, who's got options in the area, puts it in at the near post, and it has to be dealt with by Healer. Muller and Musiala were there, couldn't find them. Mazraoui, bit of fortune about the pass there from Goretzka as it came off Alberto, and then Mazraoui it's a good ball from Mazraoui. It's in the right area, but it's just well defended by Mario Healer. And the tables have turned in the second half. It's now Bayern Munich, the team in the ascendancy. The left-footed option is Sane, and then the right-footed option here is Kimmich for the outswinger. Upamecano, Goretzka, Kim, Kane, Muller and Musiala in the box. Ball goes in from Kimmich. Header away by Healer. Only as far as Mazraoui on the edge of the box, whose shot is blocked by Alberto. Comes out to the Bayern right here to Guerrero, who's got Neuer in support, and he'll go back to him in the Bayern half. So the away side can keep possession of the ball. Kane lifting the ball out to the right towards Sane. Header away there by Hysaj. Only as far as Goretzka. As it's Bayern Munich back on the ball in the Lazio half. As it's Kimmich trying to play the ball through and behind. It's just away from Sane. Through into the hands of Ivan Provedel. Not a bad run from Sane, but the execution of the pass from Kimmich wasn't quite up to the standard. And it's now Lazio to get forward. Felipe Anderson on the left. Heavy touch around Mazraoui. Can he get through to the ball? No, he can't. Dealt with by Mazraoui. Goes back to Neuer, who clears it first time. Only as far as Romagnoli. And it's Lazio to kick the ball out of play here. It's Danilo. No, it's not. It's number 23. It's Elside Hysaj, the left back, the Albanian, who's gone down there. As he released the ball, he may have just been caught by Goretzka. So Alberto kicked it out. Hysaj doesn't want the medical assistance because he knows he'll have to stay off the pitch there if he receives it. He is hobbling a lot. Bayern Munich do play the ball back to Lazio. That's good respect, giving the ball back to the home side. But he is moving very gingerly here. Don't really want to give him the ball, if we're going to be honest. And it looks like he's going to go to him. No, Romagnoli goes forward to Anderson, who flicks it in behind. He'll chase his own ball here, Anderson. But Upamecano gets there first. Goes back to Neuer in the 18-yard box. That's the away side to have the possession. We'll have to keep an eye out on that Hysaj at left back for Napoli. For Lazio, formerly of Napoli, the left back, whose best run in the Champions League was for Napoli in the last 16. So he's one who's not yet featured in the quarterfinals of this competition, as the Kimmich pass goes behind Musiala, and it's out for a Lazio throw-in just inside their own half on the far side. Just not quite clicking yet for Bayern Munich in this second half, as a very frustrated Thomas Tuchel watches on, head in hands quite literally for Thomas Tuchel, whose earliest exits in this competition have all been in the quarterfinals. He's never fell at the last 16 stage, as the ball is back with Bayern with Sane, surrounded by blue shirts, surrounded by three of them, and he loses out to Hila, goes out to the right back of Marusic, who charges forward. Can he get away from Musiala? He can, then plays it inside, but can only find Goretzka and not Isaacson, and it's now Bayern to build up from the back again. Kimmich bringing it forward, playing it to his right here to Mazraoui, then into Kimmich again. They're going to try and find the left side here, and it goes to Guerrero from Goretzka. It's now back into Leon Goretzka, who came through the Bochum Academy before leaving for Schalke, where he then moved from Schalke to Bayern Munich. Lazio plays behind the ball, as it's Kimmich on the ball, going across to Kim at the back for Bayern. Goretzka to the near side of Guerrero, slowly being closed down by Isaacson, and he's been forced to go back here to Kim. Very delicate passes being made as Mazraoui can't keep the ball in. Thrown for Lazio, just a lazy pass there from Upamecano, who just needed to simply play it into the path of Mazraoui, but overhits the ball. And the Moroccan couldn't keep it in play. And it'll be thrown for Napoli, thrown down the line, flicked on by Immobile, controlled by Alberto. It's now Immobile again, tackled by Upamecano fairly. Ball drops from Musiala, Muller back to Goretzka. It's Bayern again in the Lazio half to have it, curling it out to the left to Guerrero, midway side of the Lazio half. Goes down the line here for Sane. In the final third, crosses it to the far post. It's a very deep cross, and all the way out for a throw-in. That is not the quality that we know and expect of Leroy Sane. As Bayern Munich just don't want to get to the stage of the game where they start getting frustrated, because that will mean less of a chance of getting this opening goal. That's the throw-in from Lazio. That is shocking. Straight to Goretzka. Sane flicks it behind Guerrero, who has to go and retreat the ball from 10 yards. And goes back to the halfway line here to Kim. A lot of possession for Bayern Munich at the moment, as a lifted ball out to the right by Upamecano. Will find Muller, who crosses it first time. It's a high one. It's a header won by Kane over the crossbar. Going over towards the top left corner, but couldn't divert it on target. And as we're nearly an hour into this game now, and Bayern Munich have still not had a shot on target, it's of course exactly what Lazio want. And in fairness, Lazio are limiting Bayern Munich to half chances at most for the majority of this game so far. Lazio play out from the back. Hysaj receiving the ball back from Anderson on the halfway line. Just cuts back to keep the ball away from Goretzka, and Hysaj is hurt again, and it looks like his game might be up. The Albanian full-back goes down for a second time after being caught again, it seemed. Yeah, just a slight kick on the left ankle, it looked like, by Goretzka, as he turned back to keep possession. And could that be his game done? He went down before, but he was able to run it off. Just that left ankle he's got a problem with. And yeah, indications for a change. And that'll be his game up for the 30-year-old fullback. El Said Hysaj. And it looks like they're going to probably bring on Manuel Lazzari, who is a right back, but the current right back on at the moment, Adam Marusic, can play left back. So it'll probably be Lazio's number 29 of Manuel Lazzari to come on at right back and just shift over Marusic to left back. But Manuel Lazzari, who looks like he's going to be coming on, started half of the group stage games, started 3 of the 6. He's never scored in the Champions League, and he's played for Italy 3 times, all in 3 different years. In 2019, 2020 and 2022. Yeah, as he just cut back there, it was actually Muller who caught him, not Goretzka, sorry. Goretzka was running with him, but it was Muller who was the one to catch him in the end. So it will be Lazzari to replace Hysaj. And it looks like he will come on it right back here. Emmanuel Lazzari. As PSG Real Sociedad after an hour is still 0-0 as well. So we've had a lack of goal. Oh, they've just gone 1-0 up. PSG lead 1-0. They have literally just scored. I'll try and find out the scorer as soon as possible. But PSG lead at home to Real Sociedad after an hour played. It's back underway here. Guendouzi on the near side. Forward to Isaacson. Beyond the halfway line. Plays it through for Immobile. He wanted it to feet. It'll be cleaned up at the back on the edge of the box by Mazraoui. His pass forward does find Goretzka. Then out wide left by Kimmich to Guerrero. It's Bayern back in possession. Forward to Musiala. Needs to play it quickly to Kane. That's better. On the halfway line, he plays out to the right. That's not better. That's even worse. Kane can't find Muller. And it's now Felipe Anderson who will charge down the Lazio left. Inside for Immobile. Didn't even know the pass was going towards him. And it fell behind the Italian striker. And it can be picked up by Bayern. It's now with Kane in the centre circle. Plays it through for Guerrero. Again, a short pass from Kane. Picked up by Lazzari. Into Isaacson, who's met by a strong challenge from Kim. And it's not given as a foul. And it's Bayern back on the ball. Thomas Tuchel, wow. Thomas Tuchel was very, was demanding his team get forward quicker there, in quite an animated way. It's just not quick enough from Bayern at times when they've got the ball in the midfield with the likes of Goretzka and Kimmich. It just needs to be faster paced, really, if they want to try and get this goal advantage going into the second leg. As Guerrero on the near side has it here. Forward from left back. Back into Goretzka. Not got many options around him. It's now back with Kim on halfway. Across here to Upamecano. Forward to Musiala. Takes it on the turn beautifully. Away from Cataldi. Out to the right here to Muller. Who will cross it here towards Sane, who heads it on to the far post, where it'll be kept alive here by Guerrero, just outside the area. Recycles it into the box at the near post, headed away only as far as Immobile, who gets there ahead of Goretzka. On the right-hand side here, Immobile plays it forward. It'll be chased down by Alberto. But Upamecano gets there first and gets the ball back to Neuer. And forward to Mazraoui. Again, no real big chance there created for Bayern. As Kimmich plays out to the left, cut out by Lazzari. Good defending there because Guerrero was away. And it's now with Isaacson, who crosses the halfway line. Cutting inside on the left foot, playing it to his left to Alberto. On the halfway line now, Cataldi. All Bayern players currently behind the ball. So a bit of possession here for the home side, who have kept themselves well in this game at the moment. And like we've said, Bayern have created opportunities in the game, but not had a shot on target yet. It's crazy with the amount of talent they've got to not even work the goalkeeper to make the simplest save. I find it crazy. And Lazio needs to try and make advantage of it as Guendouzi's ball is cut out by Goretzka. Counter-attacks on. Musiala's ball is awful. So overhit towards Sane. And straight out of play for a throw-in. Not good enough at all there by Jamal Musiala, as it's a throw-in midway side their own half here for Lazio on the near side with Manuel Lazzari. And Kylian Mbappe, as always, has scored the goal for PSG to put them 1-0 up as Guerrero heads it forward from the throw-in ahead of Guendouzi. It's now Goretzka, Kimmich in the centre circle. It's now Mazraoui the right back. It's now with Upamecano at the back. Is Lazio set up in their defensive shape to try and keep this game at 0-0 for as long as possible. And see if they can try and nick one on the counter-attack if they can. Upamecano forward to Kane on halfway. Turns away from Cataldi. Kane in almost a right wing position. Playing it into Mazraoui. Gets away from Anderson and then plays it back through to Kane, who's still on the right-hand side. Ball to his left to Muller on the edge. Through for Musiala in the area. Bit of a tight angle, so pulls it across to Mazraoui. He tries to work the shot. But instead of kicking the ball, he kicks Guendouzi. And that'll be a free kick for Lazio. Good defending from the French midfielder. a bit better football from Bayern, working it through the right-hand side with Kane having to come out to that far side. It was eventually Mazraoui who tried to shoot, but it was on the line defending there from Guendouzi. As Lazio play out from the back, it's with their right back Lazzari. Plays it inside here nicely into Cataldi. First time pass looking for Immobile's cut out by Upamecano. As Immobile wanted it in behind that time, but the pass didn't have the sufficient quality to get it to the striker, who struggled to really get into dangerous positions, Lazio, tonight. He's been a bit starved of service, Ciro Immobile up there. Upamecano out to the right here to Muller. Back into Upamecano on the halfway line. He's going to have a lot of concentration here. Lazio for the last 25 minutes of the first leg here. Kim playing out to the left here to Guerrero. Not got loads of clear options, so lays it off to Goretzka towards the Bayern left. Kimmich out to the near side to Guerrero. First time pass cut out by Lazzari. Falls into the feet of Goretzka. 1-2 with Kimmich. Then forward to Sane. Turns to look forward. Then plays to his right to Kimmich. Musiala. Tackled by Anderson. But then given away by Cataldi as he's tackled, but it goes straight through for Anderson. Counter-attacks on here. 3v2. He's accents to his right. He plays Immobile to the left instead. Immobile on his right foot. Beyond two Bayern players. Needs to play the pass. Immobile still going in the area. First shot blocked and the second one is blocked as well. And it goes behind for a corner, but the penalty's been given instead. As Gustav Isaacson has the shot and it's a red card. Deo Upamecano sees red for the second time in his Bayern career. What on earth has happened here? The counter-attack was on. It was quite fortunate the way it happened. Cataldi took too long on the ball and he was tackled from behind by Sane, but the tackle kicked it straight through for Felipe Anderson, who set the counter-attack off. He played it to the left to Immobile, who cut beyond about 4 Bayern players before his first shot was blocked, and that fell through to Isaacson, who with his left foot shot towards goal. It came off Upamecano, and as the French centre-back went to block it, he caught the right foot of Isaacson with his stud showing, and the referee sees it as a red card. From the first replay, it seems harsh. He's just gone over to block it, and that, I think the right foot of his just goes over the top and just catches almost the shin of Isaacson. I don't know. I'd have to see it again. Seems a little bit harsh. As now Kimmich has been booked for his words towards the referee. And it looks like we're going to get this spot kick here with a quarter of the game to go. Upamecano has seen red, and that will not change. On the follow-through from his block, his studs were showing. Caught the right winger of Lazio, Gustav Isaacson, who's probably been Lazio's most influential player in this game. I've liked him on that right-hand side. And Ciro Immobile has the opportunity to put Lazio ahead here in this last 16 tie. He's got 3 goals already in the Champions League this season. This would be his 10th of the season in all competitions. It would put him into double figures. He has 8 Champions League goals in 11 appearances for Lazio. He is the danger man in this competition. Can he put them 1-0 up? Immobile from the penalty spot. Rolls it into the bottom right corner. Sends Neuer the wrong way. And in a game where Bayern Munich just simply have not been good enough, Lazio have capitalised and they've gave themselves a 1-0 lead here. It's from the penalty spot, 12 yards out, as calm as you like. Captain Fantastic Ciro Immobile slots it home to send the Stadio Olimpico crazy in this last 16 first leg. Opened up the body. Neuer went early. Without doubt, that was going to go in. No questions at all. And here at the Stadio Olimpico, Sarri couldn't watch, but he was delighted with the result. It's Lazio 1, Bayern Munich 0. Wow. And the game has really changed because Upamecano, the one who gave away the penalty, was sent off. So it's Bayern down to 10, and they're 1 down. It just goes from bad to worse here for Thomas Tuchel, as his side tonight have simply not been good enough. 11 shots, and they're yet to have one on target. So poor for Bayern Munich, but Lazio have capitalised with the lead. And it'll be Goretzka to fill in at the back for Bayern to make up that back four. And the German side have got it all to do in this first leg. There's a lifted ball down the left, will be chased by Muller. Kicked out of play by Romagnoli. Taking no chances. There'll be a Bayern throwing in the Lazio half on this near side. But Deo Upamecano with the red card. His last red card was in February of 2023 against Gladbach. And it is Lazio with the lead. No one else it could have been but Immobile. He's now got 13 in 22 Champions League appearances. He's got quite the record in this competition. As Kane finds Kimmich. No options ahead of him, so has to go back to the halfway line here to Kim. Bayern was struggling to create big chances with 11. Now it's going to be a lot harder with 10. Guerrero, the left back, into Kimmich, who's 10 yards away from the halfway line. Across to Goretzka. It's not a great ball. He has to slide to keep it alive. And he finds Kane with the pass through to Sane. Has it in the corner of the box on the left-hand side. Not really has a chance to shoot as he goes back to the edge of the area to Kane. He's been forced away here by Cataldi. Kane tackled by Anderson. Loose ball drops through to the halfway to Goretzka. Still Bayern Munich on the ball, and it looks like they're going to dominate possession despite having a man less. Mazraoui beyond the challenge of Felipe Anderson into the final third. Goes inside to Muller. Back out to the right to Mazraoui. Turns away from Alberto. Through to Muller in the box. Turns away from Anderson. Muller. Left-footed ball to Musiala, who will take the shot on, and it's blocked by Romagnoli. And it'll be a corner on the far side for Bayern. 18 minutes left of the 90. I'm not sure if that shot was going on target from Musiala, but it was blocked way before it went towards goal. As it will be Leon Goretzka to be sacrificed here. Bayern Munich's number 8 will be replaced by Matthias de Ligt, Bayern Munich's number 4. Centre-half. Signed last summer from Juventus for £68 million, but is struggling to get any game time under Thomas Tuchel. This is only his second appearance in the Champions League. His other one came away at Galatasaray in Game 3. A defender with so much promise at Ajax has stalled, really, with his career, with his moves to Juventus and Bayern as the cross goes in. Kim wins the header at the near post, and he thought the last touch came off Guendouzi. Referee says no, goal kick given. No, the last touch was off Kim. Guendouzi won the first header, then it came off Kim. So it's a goal kick, and Lazio have a 1-goal lead. Still might not be enough going into the second leg, because they've got to go to the Allianz Arena where they're known in the Champions League for winning games. Bayern Munich. They very rarely lose at home in the Champions League. But it's now going to be Lazio to make a double change. Pedro will replace Gustav Isaacson, who won the penalty after that shot he took was blocked by Upamecano, but on the follow-through he caught him on his shin with his studs. And the second change will be the 33-year-old Ciro Immobile, who scored from the spot. He'll be replaced here by Tati Castellanos, who was signed for €15 million from New York City FC. The Argentine striker who spent last season on loan at Girona and scored 13 La Liga goals, 4 in one game against Real Madrid in a 4-2 win back in April. So it's a freshen up of changes in the forward line for Lazio to try and put this Bayern Munich defence under a bit more pressure when they can get it forward. As PSG are 2-0 up, Barcola with the goal. That's going to be a bit of a difficult score to overturn now for Real Sociedad in the second leg if it stays at 2-0. It's now Lazio forward in the Bayern half. 1-2. Lazzari with Anderson. Tackled though by Kane in a left-back position. He needs to get forward, Harry Kane. As Musiala brings it forward, but he's tackled fairly. And it's back with Lazio in their own half with Gila. Across to the left. Great ball. Finds Marusic. It's now Pedro, who's just come off the bench. The very experienced winger. Number 9 is Cataldi. Kicks it behind Marusic. Thrown for Lazio. But the change from Pedro. He is so experienced. He's won the Champions League 3 times. Last Champions League win came in 2015 against Juventus for Barcelona. As it's now on the edge of the 18-yard box with Bayern Munich with Matthijs de Ligt, who made his name for Ajax in that Champions League run to the semi-finals. 4 years ago now. Or 5 years ago now. Crazy how time flies, but scary really. He's still on the ball, midway inside zone half. Kim. Forward to Musiala, who's dropped so deep for the ball. This is where they need their attacking players like Musiala further forward. Not linking up the play. They're still in their own half. They can't get through here. Bayern Munich, good pressing from Lazio. It's Kim. Across to de Ligt again. Out to the right to Muller. He's not really been too involved in the second half, Thomas Muller. On the halfway line is Kimmich. All Lazio players behind the ball. This is to the near side to Guerrero. Forward to Musiala. Turns away from Lazzari. Lets the ball run across his body. Good skill there from Musiala. He goes back into Kimmich. 25 yards from goal. Clips it to the far post. Run made by Mazraoui, who couldn't get the cross back into the area. And it's a goal kick for Bayern Munich. It was a decent ball from Kimmich. It was good thinking to get Mazraoui in behind. But as he tried to keep the ball in play, he's almost had to really stretch for it and couldn't get good enough contact on the ball to get the cross towards Muller and Kane, who were in the area. Man, I've been really, really disappointed with Harry Kane. He has not had a good game at all tonight. There's still a first major trophy for Kane eludes him. As Bayern have won the ball back. Sloppy pass from Anderson on the Lazio right. It's now back with Neuer in the 18-yard box. He takes the touch and plays it out to the centre of the field to Sane, who does flick it out wide right with the head to Mazraoui. It's now into de Ligt at right centre-back. It's now across to Kim. Guerrero. Back into Musiala. Again, so deep on the ball here, Musiala. As he finds Kimmich. And now it's on the halfway line, still with Kim. Forward to Kimmich again. Towards the right now to de Ligt. It's now Mazraoui. 10 yards inside the Lazio half. He's got Pedro closest to him. And has to go back to de Ligt again. This man, Les, is seriously starving Bayern Munich getting the ball forward. This Musiala has been forced out wide left here. Plays the ball into Guerrero. But we know how strong they'll be at the back and how they'll be so hard to get through. Lazio, when you've got a manager like Maurizio Sarri, who will not take anything less than 110% effort from his side. Like I said, they've only conceded 7 at home this season in the Serie A. So they are very solid at home, Lazio, and it's going to be harder for Bayern with the fact they've got just 10 players. Muller plays it through for Guerrero. Tries to go inside towards Kane. It deflects in the air and then headed away by Romagnoli. Throwing for Bayern midway side. The Lazio half on the near side. The Lazio player has gone down here and he'll need a change. The referee will add the time on, but it looks like they're already getting the change ready. And it's the number 34 for Lazio. It's their centre-back, Mario Gila, who's gone down. And he started the last 11 Serie A games, and he played every minute in the last 2 Champions League games. He's come in since the injury of Nicolo Casale, who is back in the team now for Lazio. But he's gone down. He will need to be made. He'll need to come off. And he won't be replaced by Kamada, because he's a Japanese central midfielder. So it looks like they're going to probably make 2 changes now. So Mario Gila, the centre-back, will come off. And he'll be replaced by another Spanish centre-back, and that is Patrick. Coming on for his 200th appearance for Lazio, joined in July 2015 from Barcelona. He did start 4 of the group stage games. The 30-year-old centre-back, who joined Barcelona as a holding midfielder before being converted to a centre-back. And the second Lazio change will see Daichi Kamada come on, and he'll replace number 10, Luis Alberto, who's been superb once again tonight for Lazio, such a consistent performer. So a couple of Lazio changes. They've got just under 10 minutes plus added on time to see this lead through. And we're going to get Bayern change as well. Thomas Muller to come off here for Eric Choupo-Moting. And Leroy Sané will come off here for number 39 of Matisse Tell, who's got the 2 goals in the Champions League so far, coming in the first 2 games against Manchester United and Copenhagen. Will those changes change anything for Bayern in terms of the scoreline in this game? As it's Bayern inside their own half here with Kim. Across to number 4, Matthias de Ligt. Mazraoui looking for Tell. Brings it down beautifully. What a touch that is. Across to Kane, who strikes on the edge of the box. It's blocked. Falls through for Musiala. Now out to the near side here to Guerrero. Musiala. And back to Kim on halfway. Struggling to get through here by Munich as they found Mazraoui, the right back, in the final third. Tries to go inside towards Choupo-Moting, deflects off Pedro. And he can play it into Marusic, forward towards Kamada. Last touch there, I think, of Kimmich. And it'd be a throw-in for Lazio as the frustration builds for Bayern Munich, who just have not been good enough striking-wise tonight. I still don't think they've had a shot on target yet. Nope, still no shot on target after 13 attempts. Throwing, flicked on by Castellanos. Ball inside by Kamada. Cut out by Musiala. And it's Bayern back on the ball with their goalkeeper of Manuel Neuer. Guerrero takes a touch forward. Plays it forward towards Tell. Dispossessed by Lazzari. Then Guendouzi takes on Musiala. He strides forward here. He's got Anderson to his right. Finds the Brazilian in the final third. He's got Kim around him. Tries to play inside to Guendouzi. But it'll be Matisse Tell to bring it away. And he has to slow the game down because there's no options in front of him. And he goes back to de Ligt. And it'll be Lazio to get everyone back behind the ball now. An even harder task for Bayern Munich. It's Guerrero. Forward for Kane. Can't control it. Straight through for the Lazio goalkeeper of Ivan Providel. Who could be making his 12th clean sheet of the season in all competitions. The Lazio goalkeeper. He kept 22 in all competitions last season. To the left back here, Marusic. Closed down slowly by Choupo-Moting. On the halfway line's Pedro. Inside to Cataldi. Tackled by de Ligt. Kimmich into Kane. Lets it run through for Musiala. Charges forward. He's got options right and left. He tries to find Choupo-Moting. Cut out by Marusic. But then Cataldi's touch isn't great and he has to bring down Kane in the end. That'll be a free kick for Bayern Munich. I think it's Romagnoli, the man to bring down Kane instead. Yeah, got nowhere near the ball and chopped down Harry Kane. Free kick for the away side. Can't have complaints there, Lazio. It was a clear foul. And again, it's more suited for a left footer, this one. And it's a great distance out as well. I think Harry Kane might fancy this because he's been starved of opportunities. Oh, it's beautiful. About 25 yards out. They have got the left-footed option of Guerrero, but I fancy Kane to hit this one. With 5 minutes left, Bayern, with 10 men, could do with a goal. They don't want to go into the second leg a goal behind. So it looks like it will be Harry Kane to hit this one. If anyone can do it, it's him. Harry Kane, right-footed, hits the wall, loops over for a corner. I think he almost slipped there, Kane, as he hit it. It wasn't his best attempt. Let's have a look. Yeah, slipped there, Kane. Came off the head of Kamada. Then out for a corner kick for Bayern Munich on the far side. It'll be Kimmich to take. Mazraoui's just lurking on the edge of the area. Kimmich will put it in the box instead. Headed away at the near post by Castellanos. Volleyed by Guerrero. Deflects towards Mazraoui, who keeps it away from Kamada. And looks for Kane on the left-hand side. It's cleared by Lazari instead. And it's thrown for Bayern on halfway. Taken quickly to Mazraoui. Taken quickly by Mazraoui to Kim, who has the ball now in the Bayern half. Got closed down there by Anderson, so shifts it to Neuer quickly. It's now Manuel Neuer on the ball. Kim at left centre-back. Finds Musiala, who again dropping deep for that ball. It's now on the far side with Mazraoui, 5 yards away from halfway. Goes inside to Musiala. He's got Tell next to him, finds him. Tell gets away from Castellanos. Matisse Tell on the right-hand side. Skips beyond Marusic. Needs to get the cross in if possible. He's got Pedro now on his back. He works the cross into the near post. Choupo-Moting flicked on. And cleared behind at the far post by Lazari. Really good work from the two substitutes. Matisse Tell on the right, working the cross in, despite being surrounded. And the Choupo-Moting flicking up the near post was dangerous, but no one attacked it. You'd expect a Kane maybe to try and get on the end of that. But it went straight through. And it had to be cleared behind for a corner. This time on the near post, on the near side for Kimmich. And it goes towards the far post. It's caught by Provedel. Fantastic goalkeeping. Well caught by the 6'4" Italian. And it's now Lazio on the ball. Inside their own half with Matteo Guendouzi. Remember, Lazio have a man advantage. When they won the penalty, it meant Upamecano was also sent off for a studied challenge on his accent. So with the ball, with 2 minutes to go, they do have an extra man advantage. On the halfway line here with Patrick. It's now to the left back of Marusic. Being closed down by Choupo-Moting. Not got many options around him here. Needs to be careful. Choupo-Moting closed him down. Eventually playing it forward here for Pedro. Tackled there by Kimmich. Be thrown for Lazio in their own half on the far side. So not long left for Lazio to be able to go into the second leg. 1 goal up as from the throw-in. They've lost out to Musiala, who's now on halfway. Let's go back to Kim. Then back into Musiala. Back to Kim again. Being closed down by Castellanos. Just about moves it to De Ligt across. And now out to Mazraoui at right back. Forward for Choupo-Moting. His ball inside is a risky one. Picked up by Guendouzi. Castellanos has Anderson over to him on the right. Finds him. Anderson strikes it. It's a big block from Kim. Needs to do better. That's a huge opportunity to double their lead. Guerrero clears it down the line for Matisse Tell, who runs out of pitch on the near side. And that'll be a free kick given for him as he's caught in the face there by Manuel Lazzari. The giveaway of possession by Choupo-Moting was really poor. It was such a risky pass straight into the midfield where Guendouzi picked it up. And then the Castellanos pass was good enough for Anderson. Just took too long and allowed Kim to recover and get the block in. But still, after nearly 90 minutes played, Bayern Munich have still not had a shot on target, despite having 17 attempts. Absolutely crazy. And they can't get out of their own half at the moment. Kim will drive it forward. 5 minutes added on. Guerrero back into Musiala on the halfway line. 1-on-1 with Guendouzi. Has to go back and across to De Ligt. It's now Kim. Forward out to the left to Guerrero. Inside to Musiala. Prods it forward for Tell. Turns away from Cataldi. Guerrero. Nice touch inside and out to the left to Tell. This is good football from Bayern. Towards the byline. Tell tries to pass it backwards, comes off Anderson, thrown for Bayern Munich. At least the 18-year-old's trying to make something work here, Matisse Tell, bringing a bit of pace to the game. Musiala working away from Anderson, playing it towards Kane. It's away from Romagnoli. Pedro out to the right to Guendouzi. It's now with the left back Marusic. Charges forward away from Choupo-Moting. Guendouzi now on halfway. Lays it off for Kamada. And Lazio back in possession with plenty of time on the ball. Guendouzi bringing it across to the Lazio right. Anderson back into Lazzari. It's now Romagnoli in the centre circle. Forward to Cataldi. Romagnoli. Cataldi again. Bayern Munich have just not been at it tonight. They've not brought their shooting boots. Felipe Anderson, what a back heel that is to Lazzari, who latches onto it, enters the area, tries to low cut back, it deflects off Kim, and then Anderson to Kamada, lays it off for Pedro, onto his right foot, strikes it towards goal, and it's straight at Neuer. And the German international catches it. And he rolls it out to his left ear to Matisse Tell. Another chance for Lazio. They might look back at this game, Lazio, and think they probably could have had a second at some point. But at the moment, their lead into the second leg remains at 1. Musiala on this near side, driving forward, going around the outside of Lazzari. Musiala, tackled well by Patrick on the edge of the box. That's the cleanest tackle you'll see all night. Beautiful challenge. Now Felipe Anderson at right back, forward, deflects off Guerrero. Cleared by Patrick, which also deflects into the area. Cataldi takes over. No one in the Bayern shirt near him. And Lazio, with 2.5 minutes left added on time, have the ball. Out with their left back, Adam Marusic. And for Lazio, I think they've been good enough for the 1-0 lead, in all honesty. They've been able to have 11 shots, 4 on target. I know their goal has come from a penalty, but they've kept themselves in the game at 0-0 and they got an opportunity to go ahead and they took it. Midway inside the Lazio half. With the home side. Out to the left back, Marusic. Choupo-Moting chasing him down. Heads it forward for Kamada. Lets it go in the midfield. Kimmich volleys it through to Kane. Then back to Musiala, who's been fouled from behind by Castellanos. And it'll be a free kick for Bayern Munich in the centre circle. Just caught him from behind there. Castellanos on Musiala. And it looks like Bayern are going to send bodies forward here and launch this in towards the 18-yard box. Kim and De Ligt are up there from the back. He clips it into the area. Kim goes for the header and it goes straight through for a goal kick. It's missed by everyone. Kim's asking for an elbow, and in fairness, I thought I saw one when it went in. Romagnoli just going in with his elbow there. Just needs to be careful. Lazio's number 13. There's Pedro just before having a shot towards goal. Just straight at Neuer, unfortunately, for the home side. There's Lazio, have less than a minute to hold on. Ball out to the left, chested down by Pedro. Forward for Kamada, who chases it down, but it'll be De Ligt to get there first. And he finds Kimmich. Forward to Bayern Munich's Kane on halfway. Out to the right to Mazraoui. Not loads of options ahead of him, so has to go back to Kimmich again. Across to Musiala. Finds Guerrero on this near side. Back into Musiala. Tackled by Guendouzi. Cleared by Lazzari. Sliced out of play for a throw-in. There's Bayern Munich are running out of time here, and Thomas Tuchel's side look like they could be losing a second game on the bounce. Put forward by Kim, flicked on by Choupo-Moting all the way through for Ivan Provedel. In the Lazio goal, we've played the 5 minutes. He throws it out to the left-back Marusic. We're waiting for the referee's whistle, which has been blown. And Lazio in the first leg of the last 16 tie with Bayern Munich take a 1-goal lead. It came with 20 minutes to go from their main man, Ciro Immobile, from the penalty spot. It was Isaacson's strike, which was deflected wide by Upamecano. But on the follow-through, the French centre-back caught the Danish winger on his shin with the stud showing. And the referee, Francois Letexier, saw it enough for a penalty and a red card, which turned the tables in the game. It allowed Lazio to go 1-0 up after Immobile's penalty was scored. And even with 10 men, Bayern was still the team to dominate the possession till the end. But having that man less really did prove to be too much of a challenge for them. Struggled to build meaningful attacks. But before they had 11 men, Bayern Munich were full of shots on goal, but none of them on target. Bayern Munich have ended tonight with 17 shots on goal. 0 of them ended up on target. That is the story of the game. Bayern Munich did more than enough to get a goal or two, but the fact that none of their 17 shots were on target just shows that they didn't deserve a thing. If you can't work any shots on target, you don't deserve to win anything or draw any game. Not good enough at all from Bayern Munich's forward players to not even work the goalkeeper once. They've got it all to do here when they return to Munich in a couple of weeks' time. But that is the end of the live commentary. I hope you did enjoy. Great commentaries, mate. Thank you very much. If you did enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe here at the Stadio Olimpico. Lazio lead 1-0 after the first 90 minutes. We're only halfway through the tie. They've got it all to do at the Allianz Arena. They do have a goal to hold on to. Will they do the unthinkable and do the upset? And will they go on and beat Bayern Munich? We'll wait and see. But they have a goal advantage after tonight's game here at the Stadio Olimpico. It finishes Lazio 1, Bayern Munich 0.